universe is empty, vast beyond anything your mind can truly hold. Billions of light years of pure, silent nothing stretching in every direction. When you first hear that, it sounds terrifying. The idea that we float through an endless ocean of darkness, separated from the nearest star by distances so huge they make our entire planet seem like less than a grain of dust. It sounds lonely. It sounds cold. But tonight, as you settle in and let your body relax, I want to share something different with you. Something that might change how you feel about all that emptiness forever. Because the truth is, that vast silence is not something to fear. It is our greatest gift, our softest blanket, our most perfect protection. The emptiness of space is the reason you can close your eyes tonight and drift peacefully into sleep, knowing that you are safe in the most protected corner of existence. If you are enjoying this journey through the cosmos with me, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us create more of these peaceful explorations together. And it means the world to know you are out there, listening and drifting with us through the stars. Now, let us begin our gentle voyage into the quiet depths of space. Picture yourself standing on a beach at night. The sand is cool beneath your feet. The waves lap softly at the shore in a rhythm as old as the earth itself. Above you, the sky stretches upward, filled with tiny points of light. Each one is a sun. Each one blazes with the heat of nuclear fire, bright enough to warm entire worlds. And yet, from where you stand, they look small and peaceful. Quiet little diamonds scattered across black velvet. This is the first great truth about the universe. It is so large that even the most violent explosions, the most powerful forces ever created, appear gentle from a distance. And we are always at a distance. That is our gift. The nearest star to our sun is called Proxima Centauri. It sits about 4 light years away from us. 4 light years. That might sound like just a number, but let us think about what it actually means. Light travels at roughly 670 million miles per hour. It is the fastest thing in existence. Nothing can outrun a beam of light. And yet, even moving at that impossible speed, light takes 4 years to cross the gap between our sun and its closest neighbor. If you could somehow build a car that drove at highway speed without ever stopping, it would take you about 50 million years to reach Proxima Centauri. 50 million years of driving, no bathroom breaks, no stops for gas. Just endless forward motion through the black. And that is just the nearest star. The galaxy contains hundreds of billions more, most of them much, much farther away. Some people find this terrifying. They imagine themselves lost in all that space, floating helpless in the void, forever falling through darkness with no one to hear their cries. But that is not what the emptiness means. Not really. Because you are not lost in space. You are home, right here, on this beautiful blue planet, wrapped in an atmosphere that keeps you warm, surrounded by other people who love and know you. The emptiness is not your prison. It is your moat. It is the wall that protects you from all the chaos happening elsewhere in the cosmos. Let me tell you about that chaos for a moment. Not to frighten you, but to help you appreciate just how well protected you truly are. Somewhere out there, right now, a star is dying. It has burned through all its fuel after billions of years, and now it is collapsing in on itself. The outer layers of the star are blasting outward in a supernova explosion so bright it can outshine an entire galaxy. For a few weeks, this single dying star burns brighter than the combined light of 400 billion other stars. The energy released in a supernova is almost beyond description. If you were standing on a planet anywhere close to such an explosion, you would be gone in an instant, vaporized, return to the atoms from which you came. But you are not close. You are here, on Earth, separated from every supernova by light years of beautiful, protective nothing. That emptiness is your shield. Or consider black holes. These are places where matter has been crushed down so tightly that not even light can escape. Anything that falls past the edge of a black hole is gone forever, pulled into a point of infinite density where the laws of physics as we know them break down completely. There are black holes out there millions of times more massive than our sun, swirling at the centers of galaxies, swallowing stars whole. But the nearest black hole is thousands of light years away. It will never reach you. It cannot touch you. You are safe in your little corner of space, protected by distance, wrapped in the gentle embrace of emptiness. This is what I want you to feel tonight. Not fear, not loneliness, but safety. The deep, ancient safety of being exactly where you need to be, in a universe that has given you all the space you could ever want. Let us talk more about this space. Let us explore it together, drifting peacefully through the darkness, finding comfort in every mile of nothing we encounter. Between the stars, there is something called the interstellar medium. It sounds fancy, but really, it is just a name for the stuff that fills the gaps between suns. And the amazing thing is how little stuff there actually is. In the space between stars, you might find 1 or 2 atoms per cubic centimeter. That is almost nothing. Compare that to the air you are breathing right now, which contains about 25 billion molecules in every cubic centimeter. The difference is staggering. Space is not just empty. It is emptier than anything you could create in a laboratory on Earth. Scientists have built vacuum chambers that pump out almost all the air, creating conditions closer to space than anywhere else on our planet. And even those chambers are crowded compared to the true void between stars. This emptiness is not a flaw in the universe. It is a feature. It is the space that allows stars to burn for billions of years without bumping into each other. It is the buffer zone that keeps cosmic violence at a safe distance. It is the silence that makes it possible for life to grow slowly and peacefully on a small rocky world circling an ordinary sun. Think about it this way. If the universe were crowded with stars, packed tightly together like rush hour traffic, life would be impossible. Every few thousand years, a star would pass close enough to disrupt Earth's orbit. Every few million years, a supernova would sterilize our entire solar system. Every few billion years, a black hole would drift through and swallow everything we have ever known. But the universe is not crowded. It is wonderfully, gloriously empty. And so we live. We grow. We have time to look up at the stars and wonder what else might be out there. The emptiness gives us time, and time is everything. Consider how long it took for life to develop on Earth. Our planet formed about 4.5 billion years ago. For the first several hundred million years, it was a hellscape of molten rock and constant asteroid impacts. Slowly, things cooled down. Water collected in the low places. Simple chemistry became complex chemistry. And eventually, somewhere in the warm oceans of ancient Earth, the first living cell flickered into existence. From that single cell to you, reading this now, took almost 4 billion years. 4 billion years of slow, patient evolution. 4 billion years of trial and error, of species rising and falling, of mass extinctions and new beginnings. 4 billion years of life climbing slowly up the ladder of complexity until one day a creature stood upright on the African savanna and looked up at the stars with wonder. None of that would have been possible without the emptiness, without all that space protecting us, life would never have had the time it needed. We are the children of the void. We exist because the universe is so beautifully, peacefully empty. And now, as you lie there, letting your breathing slow, letting your muscles relax, you can feel that protection wrapping around you. You are home. You are safe. The emptiness is not your enemy. It is your oldest friend. Let us go deeper into the darkness together. I want to tell you about something called the local bubble. It is a region of space about 1,000 light years across, and our solar system sits right inside it. The local bubble is even emptier than the normal emptiness between stars. It is a cavity in the interstellar medium, a place where even fewer atoms drift through the void. Scientists believe the local bubble was carved out by ancient supernova explosions millions of years ago. These dying stars blasted away the gas and dust that once filled this region, leaving behind a pocket of extra emptiness. And by pure chance, our sun happens to be floating through the middle of it. This means we are doubly protected. Not only is the universe mostly empty, but we live in an especially empty part of it. We are nested inside a bubble of nothing, surrounded by yet more nothing. It is like being wrapped in a soft blanket while lying inside a padded room, while that room floats in an endless, peaceful ocean. The local bubble is slowly growing larger even now, expanding outward at a gentle pace. In a few million years, it will have grown to include nearby star systems that are currently outside its boundaries. The emptiness is spreading, the protection is expanding, and we drift along inside it, safe and sound. Outside the local bubble, the universe continues on in much the same way. Empty space punctuated by occasional stars, vast distances between everything, silence and darkness and peace. Let us move outward now, expanding our view to take in the whole galaxy. The Milky Way is our home galaxy. It contains somewhere between 200 billion and 400 billion stars, depending on which estimate you trust. That sounds like a lot, and it is. But here is the thing about those stars. They are spread across a disk nearly 100,000 light years wide. If you do the math, that works out to an average of one star every few light years. One star every few light years. In a galaxy with hundreds of billions of suns, each one still sits alone in its own private bubble of darkness. The Milky Way is not a crowded dance floor. It is an endless ocean dotted with tiny islands, each island separated from its neighbors by miles of open water. If you were to fly a spaceship straight through the galaxy, you could travel for years without passing close to a single star. The journey would be mostly darkness, mostly silence, mostly nothing. And that nothing is beautiful. It is peaceful. It is safe. Our sun sits about 26,000 light years from the center of the galaxy. We are not at the edge, but we are not in the crowded downtown either. We live in a quiet neighborhood, a suburban stretch of the Milky Way, where stars are spaced comfortably apart and cosmic traffic is minimal. The galactic center is more dangerous. There, stars are packed more tightly together. Radiation levels are higher. A supermassive black hole lurks at the very heart of things, 4 million times more massive than our sun. Occasionally, it flares up and releases jets of energy that blast outward for thousands of light years. But we are far from all that. We are out here in the peaceful suburbs, where nothing much happens and the nights are long and quiet. Our location is not an accident. Well, it is an accident in the sense that no one put us here on purpose. But it is not random. Life could only have developed in a place like this, a quiet corner where the universe leaves you alone long enough to figure out how to exist. This is called the galactic habitable zone. It is the ring of the Milky Way where conditions are just right for life. Not too close to the chaotic center, not too far out in the sparse edges where heavy elements are rare. Just right, like the porridge in that old fairy tale. We are Goldilocks creatures living in a Goldilocks galaxy. Everything about our position in space speaks to safety, to protection, to the gentle embrace of emptiness, keeping us exactly where we need to be. Now let us zoom out even further. Let us look beyond our galaxy to the larger structure of the universe. The Milky Way is part of a small group of galaxies called, simply enough, the local group. It contains about 80 galaxies, though most of them are tiny dwarf galaxies that barely count. The two big ones are the Milky Way and the Andromeda Galaxy, which is roughly the same size as us and located about 2.5 million light-years away. 2.5 million light-years. Even at that distance, Andromeda is our nearest large neighbor, and it is so far away that the light reaching your eyes tonight left Andromeda before humans existed. When that light began its journey, our ancestors had not yet climbed down from the trees. When that light was young, the Earth was home to creatures you would not recognize. 2.5 million years of travel through the void, and the light is only just now arriving. That is how empty the universe is on the larger scales. Galaxies are separated by millions of light years of nothing. Entire islands of hundreds of billions of stars, each one floating alone in an ocean of darkness so vast, it takes millions of years for light to cross it. The local group itself is part of a larger structure called the Virgo supercluster. This is a collection of about 100 galaxy groups and clusters, all loosely bound together by gravity. The Virgo supercluster spans about 100 million light-years, and the Virgo supercluster is part of an even larger structure called Laniakea, which contains about 100,000 galaxies spread across 500 million light-years. The name Laniakea comes from Hawaiian words meaning immense heaven. It is an appropriate name for something so impossibly vast. But even Laniakea is just one small patch in the larger tapestry of the cosmos. There are other superclusters out there, other immense heavens scattered across the observable universe, and between all of them, there is emptiness. Mile after mile after mile of pure, silent nothing. The universe is like a foam, with bubbles of void surrounded by thin walls of galaxies. The galaxies cluster along filaments and sheets, leaving vast empty spaces in between. These empty spaces are called cosmic voids, and they are the true wilderness of the universe. Let me tell you about one of them. It is called the Bootes Void, and it is one of the largest empty regions ever discovered. The Bootes Void spans roughly 330 million light-years across. To put that in perspective, you could fit about 150 Milky Way galaxies side by side across the diameter of the Bootes Void. It is a hole in the universe so large, it took astronomers years to believe it was real. When scientists first discovered the Bootes Void in the 1980s, they expected to find at least a few thousand galaxies inside it, based on the density of galaxies elsewhere in the universe. Instead, they found about 60, just 60 galaxies in a region that should have contained thousands. The Bootes Void is almost completely empty. Some people find this disturbing. They look at the Bootes Void and see a wound in the fabric of reality, a place where something went wrong. But I want you to think about it differently. The Bootes Void is the ultimate quiet room. It is a place where the cosmic noise has been turned all the way down. If you could somehow travel to the center of the Bootes Void and look around, you would see almost nothing. The nearest galaxy would be so far away it would barely show up in a telescope. Imagine the silence. Imagine the peace. Imagine floating in the exact center of 330 million light-years of nothing, surrounded by darkness and stillness and the deepest quiet the universe has to offer. That is not frightening. That is beautiful. That is the universe saying, here is a place where nothing can harm you, where no supernova can reach, where no black hole can pull, where everything is simply still and dark and perfect. We do not live in the Buddhist void, of course. We live in a much busier neighborhood, relatively speaking. But even our little corner of space carries some of that same peace. Even here, the emptiness protects us. Even here, the silence wraps around us like a blanket. And now I want you to feel that blanket settling over you as you listen. Let your body sink deeper into whatever surface supports you. Let your thoughts grow quieter, like stars fading into the black between them. You are drifting now, just like our planet drifts through space. Slowly, gently, safely. The emptiness is your friend. Let us continue our journey deeper into the night. I mentioned earlier something called the Great Silence. This is a phrase that astronomers and philosophers use to describe a profound mystery. In all our searching, in all our listening with radio telescopes and sending signals into space, we have never found any evidence of intelligent life beyond Earth. The universe is silent. No messages from distant civilizations, no signals from alien intelligences, just the hiss of cosmic background radiation and the quiet ticking of stars. Some people find this silence terrifying. They call it the Fermi paradox, named after the physicist Enrico Fermi, who once asked, "Where is everybody? If the universe is so old and so vast, with billions of stars and potentially billions of planets, why have we never heard from anyone else? Why are we apparently alone?" There are many possible answers to this question, and we will explore some of them together. But first, I want to suggest that perhaps the silence is not a problem to be solved. Perhaps it is a gift to be appreciated. Think about what it would mean if the universe were crowded with alien civilizations, constantly broadcasting messages, sending ships, colonizing worlds. Think about the chaos. Think about the conflict. Think about the noise. Instead, we have silence. We have the entire universe to ourselves, at least as far as we can tell. We have billions of years of history yet to write, billions of worlds yet to explore, billions of questions yet to answer. The silence is not emptiness. It is possibility. It is potential. It is the blank page on which we might write anything we choose. And maybe, just maybe, the silence is there to protect us. Maybe the emptiness between stars exists precisely so that civilizations can grow in peace, sheltered from the dangers that lurk in the cosmic darkness. Maybe we are hidden, tucked away in our quiet corner of the galaxy, safe from whatever might be out there. This brings me to something called the dark forest theory. It is a somewhat unsettling idea, but I want to share it with you because once you understand it, the emptiness takes on a whole new meaning. The dark forest theory suggests that the universe is like a dark forest at night. In this forest, there are many hunters, each one armed and dangerous. None of them can see the others. None of them know where the others are hiding. And so they all stay silent. They all stay hidden. Because the first hunter to make noise, the first to reveal their location, might be destroyed by all the others. According to this theory, intelligent civilizations do exist out there in the cosmos, but they are all being quiet. They are all hiding. They have learned that the universe is a dangerous place, and the best way to survive is to make yourself as invisible as possible. Now, I do not know if the dark forest theory is true. Nobody does. But I want you to consider what it would mean if it were. In a dark forest full of hunters, hiding is not cowardice, it is wisdom. Staying small and quiet and hidden is not failure, it is survival. And the emptiness, the vast distances between stars, is not a curse. It is the very thing that makes hiding possible. If the dark forest theory is true, then Earth is like a small cabin in the woods. We have a fire burning inside, keeping us warm. We have walls around us, keeping us safe. And outside, the night stretches on forever, dark and quiet, and full of unknown things. But we are hidden. We are protected. The darkness itself is our shield. Even if you do not believe in the dark forest theory, there is comfort in the metaphor. We are all hiding in a way. We are all tucked away in our little corner of existence, surrounded by the protective darkness of space. The emptiness keeps us safe from whatever might be out there. The silence means we can sleep peacefully without worrying about what might wake us. So let the silence settle over you now. Let the darkness wrap around you like a blanket. You are hidden. You are safe. The universe is empty for a reason, and that reason is your protection. Close your eyes if they are not already closed. Breathe deeply, slowly. Let the air fill your lungs, and then release it gently back into the room. You are drifting now, drifting through the dark like a small ship on a vast ocean. And in that ocean, there is nothing to fear. Only peace, only stillness, only the beautiful, endless emptiness that has cradled our planet for billions of years and will cradle it for billions more. Let us drift on together. I want to tell you more about the stars now. Not about their violence or their danger, but about their patience, about the long, slow way they burn through the night, giving us light and warmth without asking anything in return. Our sun is about 4.5 billion years old. It has been burning steadily for all that time, converting hydrogen into helium in its core, releasing energy that streams outward in every direction. Some of that energy reaches Earth. It warms our days and lights our skies. It makes life possible. The sun will continue burning for another 5 billion years or so. That is how patient a star can be. 5 billion more years of gentle light, 5 billion more years of warmth, 5 billion more years of exactly the kind of stability that life needs to flourish. Not all stars are so patient, of course. Some burn hot and fast, using up their fuel in just a few million years before exploding in supernovae. These are the blue giant stars, the brightest lights in the galaxy. They live hard and die young, scattering their guts across space in spectacular fashion. But stars like our sun are different. They are yellow dwarfs, middle-aged and moderate, neither too hot nor too cold. They burn steadily and slowly, year after year, era after era, epoch after epoch. They are the reliable parents of the cosmic family, always there when you need them, never causing too much drama. And our sun is surrounded by that beautiful emptiness we have been discussing. The nearest star is 4 light years away. The nearest dangerous object is much farther than that. Our sun just sits here in its quiet corner of space, burning peacefully, warming its family of planets, asking for nothing but time. Time. That word keeps coming up. The emptiness gives us time. The patience of stars gives us time. The vast distances of the cosmos give us time. And time is everything when you are trying to grow, to evolve, to become something more than you were before. Life is slow. Evolution is slow. Consciousness is slow. All the things that make existence meaningful take enormous amounts of time to develop. And the universe has given us that time by being so wonderfully, gloriously empty. Right now, as you lie there, time is passing gently. Each second flows into the next like water flowing downhill. You do not have to rush. You do not have to worry. There is plenty of time. There is always more time, stretching out ahead of you like the space between stars. Let that thought comfort you. Let it slow your breathing even further. Let it quiet your mind until all that remains is the gentle rhythm of existence, the slow heartbeat of a universe that has all the time in the world. Drift now, drift deeper. The stars are watching over you, burning patiently in the dark. The emptiness surrounds you, protecting you from harm. Everything is exactly as it should be. We have been talking about the emptiness as protection, and that is true. But I want to explore another side of it now. The emptiness is not just a shield. It is also a canvas, a blank space waiting to be filled with meaning. Think about all the things that might exist out there in the dark. Not dangerous things, not frightening things, but wonderful things. Planets we have not discovered yet, some of them perhaps harboring their own quiet forms of life. Nebulae glowing with colors we have never seen. Gas clouds giving birth to new stars in slow-motion explosions of creativity. Galaxies spinning in the distance, each one home to billions of possibilities. The emptiness is full of potential. It is the negative space that defines the positive. Without the dark between stars, the stars themselves would mean nothing. Without the silence between notes, music would just be noise. The emptiness is what gives everything else shape and meaning. And in that emptiness right now, countless processes are unfolding. Atoms are drifting together in clouds of gas, slowly clumping under the influence of gravity. Some of those clumps will one day ignite and become new stars. New suns that will warm new worlds that might someday host new forms of life, looking up at new skies and wondering what else might be out there. The universe is creating itself, one patient step at a time. The emptiness is not dead space. It is space waiting to live. It is potential waiting to become actual. It is the future waiting to be born. You are part of that process. You, lying there in the dark, are one of the ways the universe has learned to look at itself. You are matter that has become conscious. You are emptiness that has learned to think and feel and wonder. Every atom in your body was once drifting in that cosmic void, waiting to become part of something larger. And now here you are, listening to these words, contemplating the mystery of existence. That is not lonely. That is beautiful. That is the emptiness giving birth to meaning, over and over again, across billions of years and billions of light years. And so, as you drift tonight, remember that you are not alone in any way that matters. You are connected to everything. You are made of the same stuff as stars and planets and galaxies. The emptiness that surrounds Earth is the same emptiness that fills your lungs between breaths. It is all one thing, one vast continuous existence, expressing itself in countless forms. You are home. You have always been home. The universe is your home, and the emptiness is just the space between rooms in a house so large you will never find its walls. Rest now. Rest in the knowledge that you belong here. Rest in the comfort of the darkness. Rest in the patient arms of a cosmos that has been holding you since before you were born. The stars are still burning. The emptiness is still protecting. And you are still drifting, gently, peacefully, toward whatever dreams await you on the other side of consciousness. Let go. Let the night take you. Let the universe carry you wherever you need to go. I will be here talking softly, keeping you company as you travel through the dark. There is no rush. There is no destination. That cannot wait. There is only this moment, this breath, this peaceful drift through the endless night. And in that night, everything is possible. Everything is safe. Everything is exactly as it should be. Drift on, traveler. Drift on. Let me tell you about something extraordinary now. Something that shows just how much the universe wants to protect the quiet places where life might grow. Between our solar system and the rest of the galaxy, there is a boundary. It is called the heliopause, and it marks the edge of our sun's influence. Inside this boundary, the solar wind blows outward, a constant stream of charged particles flowing from the sun in all directions. This wind pushes against the interstellar medium, the thin gas and dust that drifts between stars, and creates a bubble around our entire solar system. This bubble is called the heliosphere. It is like a cocoon wrapped around everything we know and love. The sun, the planets, the moons, the asteroids, all of it sits inside this protective shell of solar wind. And that shell keeps out much of the cosmic radiation that would otherwise bombard our planet constantly. Cosmic rays are high-energy particles that zip through space at nearly the speed of light. Some of them come from supernovae. Some come from the violent environments around black holes. Some come from sources we do not fully understand yet. These particles can damage living tissue and cause mutations in DNA. Too much exposure to cosmic rays would make life as we know it very difficult. But the heliosphere deflects many of these particles. It acts like a magnetic umbrella, pushing the most dangerous radiation away from the inner solar system where Earth orbits peacefully. The sun, just by being a star, creates this protective bubble around us. We are shielded not just by the emptiness of space, but by our own sun's breath. Scientists sent spacecraft called Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 to explore the outer reaches of the solar system. After traveling for decades, these little machines finally crossed the heliopause and entered interstellar space. They sent back data showing that the radiation environment outside the heliosphere is much more intense than inside it. We truly are protected in here. And it gets even better. Earth has its own protective shield as well. Our planet generates a magnetic field that extends thousands of miles into space. This magnetosphere catches charged particles from the sun and cosmic rays alike, channeling them toward the poles where they create beautiful light displays called auroras. The magnetosphere is like a second layer of armor, protecting us even more than the heliosphere alone. So picture this. You are on a planet with its own magnetic shield. That planet orbits inside a solar system wrapped in a bubble of protective solar wind. That solar system sits in an unusually empty region of space called the local bubble. That local bubble floats in a quiet neighborhood of the Milky Way, far from the chaotic center. And the Milky Way itself drifts through an almost unimaginably empty universe, where the nearest large galaxy is millions of light years away. Layer upon layer of protection, shield upon shield, emptiness upon emptiness, all of it combining to create the perfect conditions for life to exist and thrive, and eventually become aware of itself. You are more protected than you ever knew. The universe has wrapped you in so many blankets you could never count them all. And tonight, as you rest, all those protections continue working. The magnetosphere deflects radiation. The heliosphere pushes back cosmic rays. The emptiness keeps the supernovae and black holes at a safe distance. Everything is in place. Everything is working. Everything is keeping you safe while you sleep. Let that thought sink into your bones. Let it relax your muscles even further. Let it quiet the last worried corners of your mind. You are protected. You have always been protected. You will always be protected. The universe takes care of its children. Now I want to explore some of the other quiet places in our cosmic neighborhood. Places that show us just how much room there is for peace in this universe of ours. Between Mars and Jupiter, there is a region called the asteroid belt. You might have seen it in movies, depicted as a dangerous field of tumbling rocks where spaceships have to dodge and weave to survive. But the reality is quite different. The asteroid belt is mostly empty. Yes, there are millions of asteroids in the belt, but they are spread across such a vast region that if you were to fly a spacecraft straight through, you would probably not come close to hitting a single one. The average distance between asteroids is about 600,000 miles. That is more than twice the distance from Earth to the Moon. The asteroid belt, despite its reputation, is really just another example of the emptiness that defines our universe. Scientists have sent multiple spacecraft through the asteroid belt without any special effort to avoid collisions. The probes just flew straight through and emerged safely on the other side. The emptiness protected them. The emptiness always protects. Beyond the asteroid belt, there is even more nothing. The outer solar system is a realm of vast distances and sparse material. Jupiter orbits about 5 times farther from the Sun than Earth does. Saturn is nearly twice as far as Jupiter. Uranus is twice as far as Saturn. And Neptune is even farther still. Between these giant planets, there is mostly vacuum. Thin, cold, empty space stretching for millions of miles. Occasionally, a comet drifts through, or a small chunk of rock from the early solar system. But mostly it is just darkness and silence and peace. And beyond Neptune, the emptiness becomes even more profound. There is a region called the Kuiper Belt, home to small icy bodies left over from the formation of the solar system. Pluto lives here, along with thousands of other distant worldlets. But even the Kuiper Belt is mostly empty. The objects in it are separated by millions of miles of nothing. Beyond the Kuiper Belt is the Oort cloud, a shell of icy bodies that surrounds our entire solar system. The Oort cloud extends perhaps 2 light years from the Sun, nearly halfway to the nearest star. It is the ultimate boundary of our solar system, the final frontier before interstellar space begins. And guess what? The Oort cloud is also mostly empty. Despite containing perhaps trillions of icy bodies, the distances involved are so vast that each one floats in its own private bubble of nothing. If you were in the Oort cloud, you would see nothing but darkness in every direction. The Sun would be just another bright star, barely distinguishable from its neighbors, and the nearest chunk of ice would be millions of miles away. This is the nature of our universe. Even in places that seem crowded on paper, the reality is emptiness. The reality is space. The reality is room to breathe and exist without bumping into anything. And that is beautiful. That is peaceful. That is exactly what we need to feel safe in our small corner of existence. Now let me take you on a journey to some of the stars themselves. Not to frighten you with their power, but to show you how gentle they can be when seen from the proper distance. There is a star called Tau Ceti, about 12 light years from Earth. It is slightly smaller and cooler than our Sun, an orange dwarf star that burns with a steady, gentle light. Tau Ceti has planets orbiting it, at least 5 that we have detected so far. Some of them might even sit in the habitable zone, where temperatures could allow liquid water to exist. Tau Ceti has been burning for about 10 billion years, more than twice as long as our Sun has existed. In all that time, it has just sat there quietly, warming its planets, giving them the stable conditions they need for whatever might have grown there. 10 billion years of patience, 10 billion years of gentle light, And between Tau Ceti and us, 12 light years of emptiness, 12 light years of protective nothing. If something ever went wrong at Tau Ceti, if it somehow exploded or flared or did something dangerous, we would have 12 years of warning before any effect could possibly reach us. 12 years is not much in cosmic terms, but it shows how even the nearest stars pose no immediate threat. The emptiness gives us time. Or consider Epsilon Eridani, another nearby star about 10 light years away. It is younger than our Sun, only about 800 million years old. It still has a disk of debris orbiting it, left over from the formation of its planetary system. We have detected at least one planet there, a gas giant about the size of Jupiter. Epsilon Eridani is still settling down, still organizing its family of planets into stable orbits. In another few billion years, it might be a very interesting place. Life might arise there someday, if the conditions are right. And all of that is happening 10 light years away, safely separated from us by that beautiful cushion of nothing. The stars around us are neighbors, in a sense. They are the nearest houses in our cosmic suburb. But even our closest neighbors are impossibly far away. Light takes years to travel between us. If we shouted into the void, it would take generations for anyone to hear. The neighborhood is quiet. The streets are empty. Everyone is tucked away in their own little bubble of space, living their own lives without disturbing the others. This is the kind of neighborhood where you can relax, where you can let your guard down, where you can breathe easy and sleep deep and not worry about what might come crashing through your door in the middle of the night, because nothing is coming. The distances are too vast. The emptiness is too complete. You are safe in your home, orbiting your steady little sun, protected by light years of beautiful nothing. Rest in that safety now. Let it hold you. Let it rock you gently like a boat on a calm sea. The universe is keeping watch while you sleep. Let us talk about time again. Not the time that ticks away on clocks, but the deep time of the cosmos. The billions of years that have passed since the universe began, and the billions more that stretch ahead into the future. The universe is about 13.8 billion years old. That number is so large it almost loses meaning. What does 13 billion years feel like? What does it mean to exist in a cosmos that old? Here is one way to think about it. Imagine that the entire history of the universe, from the Big Bang to this very moment, is compressed into a single calendar year. January 1st is the Big Bang. December 31st, right now, is the present day. On this cosmic calendar, the first stars do not form until mid-January. The Milky Way galaxy does not come together until sometime in March. Our Sun and solar system do not form until early September. Life on Earth does not appear until late September. The dinosaurs show up in late December. And humans, we arrive in the final seconds of December 31st. All of recorded human history takes place in the last fraction of a second before midnight on New Year's Eve. That is how young we are. That is how much time has passed without us. The universe has been doing its thing for 13 billion years, mostly in darkness and silence, mostly empty and quiet. And we have only just arrived at the party. But here is the beautiful part. The party is just getting started. The universe has billions of years left to run. Our sun will continue burning for another 5 billion years. The Milky Way will continue spinning for trillions of years. The last stars will not burn out for quadrillions of years. Time stretches ahead of us like an endless highway, disappearing over the horizon into a future we cannot imagine. And all that time, the emptiness will remain. The distances between stars will stay vast. The shields and buffers and protective spaces will continue doing their work. The universe will remain the gentle, quiet place it has always been, giving life plenty of room to grow and evolve and become whatever it is meant to become. You are part of a story that is just beginning. You are here at the dawn of a new era, not the end of an old one. Everything that comes next, all the discoveries and adventures and revelations, they are still ahead of us. The empty canvas is waiting to be painted. And tonight, you get to rest. You get to close your eyes and let your body recover. You get to drift off into sleep knowing that the universe has your back, that the emptiness is keeping you safe, that there is plenty of time for everything that matters. Sleep is like a small death, the poets say, but it is also like a small birth. Every time you wake, you emerge fresh and new, ready to face another day. Every morning is a new beginning, and every night is a chance to let go, to release the worries of the day, to sink into the darkness and let it hold you until the light returns. The darkness is not your enemy. It is your rest. It is your reset. It is the emptiness that allows you to start again. Let it take you now. Let the night carry you wherever you need to go. There is nothing to fear in the dark. There is only peace. I want to tell you about a phenomenon that shows just how quiet our universe really is. It is called the cosmic microwave background radiation, and it is the oldest light in existence. Shortly after the Big Bang, the universe was incredibly hot and dense. Everything was packed together so tightly that light could not travel very far before bumping into something. The universe was opaque, like the inside of a cloud. But as the universe expanded, it cooled down. About 380,000 years after the Big Bang, things had cooled enough for atoms to form. And when atoms formed, light was suddenly free to travel. It had been bouncing around in the hot, dense plasma, but now it could fly straight. And fly it did, in every direction, filling the universe with light. That light has been traveling ever since. It has been stretched by the expansion of the universe, shifted from visible light into microwaves. But it is still out there, filling every corner of the cosmos. It is called the cosmic microwave background because it comes from everywhere at once, a faint glow left over from the childhood of the universe. Scientists have mapped this glow in great detail. It is incredibly uniform, almost the same temperature in every direction, varying by only tiny amounts. This uniformity tells us something important about the universe. It tells us that on the larger scales, everything is pretty much the same. The universe is homogeneous. There are no special places, no preferred directions, just endless emptiness sprinkled with galaxies, extending in all directions as far as we can see. And the cosmic microwave background also tells us something about the silence. When scientists listen to this ancient light, they hear only static, just the faint hiss of radiation from the early universe, containing no messages, no signals, no sign of anyone else. The universe has been broadcasting its birth cry for nearly 14 billion years, and in all that time, we have never heard anyone answer back. That silence is profound. It is the sound of an entire cosmos holding its breath, waiting to see what will happen next. It is the quiet of an unwritten story, a blank page waiting for words. It is the peace of a universe that has all the time in the world and no need to rush. Listen to that silence now. It is not really silence, of course. You can hear your own breathing, the blood moving through your veins, perhaps the distant sounds of the world outside your window. But underneath all of that, there is a deeper quiet, the quiet of space, the quiet of the void, the quiet of billions of light years of nothing, separating you from anything that might do you harm. That quiet is always there. It is the background music of existence. It is the sound of safety. And you can tune into it anytime you want, just by closing your eyes and listening for the silence beneath the noise. Do that now. Close your eyes. Listen. Feel the quiet seeping into your bones. Feel the emptiness wrapping around you like a protective blanket. Feel the peace of being exactly where you are, exactly who you are, exactly when you are. You are home. You are safe. The universe is holding you. Let me take you somewhere special now. A place that exists in our own solar system. A place that shows just how peaceful our little corner of the cosmos can be. There is a region beyond the orbit of Neptune called the scattered disk. It is home to objects that were flung outward billions of years ago by gravitational interactions with the giant planets. These icy bodies now orbit the Sun at fantastic distances, taking hundreds or even thousands of years to complete a single lap. Imagine being on one of these distant worldlets. The Sun would appear as little more than a bright star, barely distinguishable from the other points of light in the sky. The temperature would be hundreds of degrees below zero. Nothing would move. Nothing would change. Just endless ice and rock and silence, drifting through the outer reaches of the solar system for eons upon eons. This might sound desolate, but think about it differently. These scattered disk objects have been undisturbed for billions of years. No earthquakes, no storms, no extinctions. Just perfect stillness, preserved like a time capsule from the earliest days of the solar system. They are monuments to peace, testaments to just how quiet space can be. And they are out there right now, as you lie here drifting towards sleep. Millions of icy bodies, each one floating in its own private bubble of nothing. Each one untouched by the chaos that sometimes affects the inner solar system. They are like distant relatives you have never met, family members who live so far away they might as well be on another planet. But they are still family, still part of the same solar system, still orbiting the same sun. There is comfort in knowing they are there. Comfort in knowing that the outer reaches of our solar system are filled with such perfect quiet. Comfort in knowing that even the most distant corners of our cosmic home are peaceful places where nothing much ever happens. That peace extends inward too. Our solar system is old now. The chaotic days of its youth, when planets were still forming and asteroids were crashing into everything, those days are long past. For the last 4 billion years or so, things have been remarkably stable. The planets have settled into their orbits. The asteroids have found their niches. The comets have retreated to the outer reaches. Every once in a great while, something unusual happens. An asteroid crosses Earth's orbit and gives us a close call. A comet swings in from the outer system and puts on a show. But these events are rare, incredibly rare. The solar system has calmed down, like a spinning top that has finally stopped wobbling and now rotates smoothly on its axis. You live in this stable system. You are riding on a planet that has been cruising smoothly around the sun for billions of years without significant incident. The odds of something catastrophic happening during your lifetime are vanishingly small. The solar system has done this 1 billion times before. It knows what it is doing. Rest easy in that knowledge. The cosmic machinery is working perfectly. Everything is in order. Everything is calm. Now let me tell you about one of the most beautiful things in the night sky. It is called the zodiacal light, and most people have never seen it because it is so faint. But it is there, glowing softly in the darkness, a reminder of just how gentle our solar system can be. The zodiacal light is caused by sunlight reflecting off dust particles in the inner solar system. These dust grains are incredibly tiny, some of them smaller than the width of a human hair. They float in the plane of the solar system, left over from comets and asteroid collisions, forming a diffuse cloud that surrounds the sun. When conditions are just right, when you are far from city lights and the moon is not too bright, you can see this cloud glowing faintly on the horizon just after sunset or just before sunrise. It looks like a soft pyramid of light, extending upward from where the sun has just set or is about to rise. It is one of the most subtle and beautiful sights in all of nature. The zodiacal light shows us that even the small stuff in the solar system is peaceful. These tiny dust grains have been floating there for millions of years, slowly drifting under the gentle influence of sunlight and gravity. They pose no threat to anything. They are just quietly catching sunlight and reflecting it back into the void. They are like tiny lanterns, each one carrying a small piece of the sun's glow and spreading it gently through the darkness. There is something deeply comforting about the zodiacal light. It reminds us that the universe is not all supernovae and black holes and violent explosions. Sometimes it is just dust and sunlight and quiet beauty. Sometimes it is gentle beyond words. And you are bathed in that gentleness right now. The same sun that creates the zodiacal light is the sun that warmed your face today. The same solar system that houses those drifting dust grains is the solar system that holds your planet in its orbit. You are surrounded by gentleness. You are immersed in peace. Let that peace soak into you. Let it fill every cell of your body. Let it quiet your mind and slow your heart and prepare you for the deepest sleep you have ever known. The universe is gentle. The universe is kind. The universe is holding you in arms of darkness and starlight and perfect silence. Drift now. Drift deeper. I want to tell you about the galaxies again. Not the violent ones at the hearts of clusters, but the quiet ones. The gentle spirals that turn slowly in the dark, like cosmic pinwheels. The small irregulars that drift through the void, without much purpose or plan. The vast ellipticals that have settled into peaceful old age after their youthful mergers and collisions. Our own Milky Way is a spiral galaxy. It has long arms of stars and gas and dust, curving outward from a central bulge like the arms of a whirlpool. Our sun sits in one of these arms, about halfway out from the center. We are riding on a gentle curve of starlight, turning slowly around the galactic core. How slowly? The sun takes about 230 million years to complete one orbit around the galaxy. That is called a galactic year. In all of human history, in all the billions of years of life on Earth, the sun has only completed about 20 galactic years. We are still on our 20th lap around the Milky Way, and each lap is smooth and peaceful, uninterrupted by drama or danger. The spiral arms are not solid structures. They are more like traffic jams, regions where stars and gas tend to pile up before flowing onward. Our sun moves through these arms and out of them again over the course of millions of years. Sometimes we are in an arm, surrounded by slightly more stars than usual. Sometimes we are in the space between arms, where things are even quieter. But either way, the journey is smooth. The ride is gentle. There is something hypnotic about thinking of the galaxy as a slow spinning wheel, with our sun as one tiny point of light among hundreds of billions, all of us turning together in the great cosmic dance. We are not rushing anywhere. We are not in a hurry. We are just spinning slowly in the dark, carried along by forces we barely understand, safe in the arms of a galaxy that has been doing this for billions of years. And beyond our galaxy, other galaxies are doing the same thing. Trillions of them, scattered across the observable universe, each one spinning or drifting or orbiting in its own way. Some are solitary, floating alone in the void. Others are gathered in groups or clusters. But all of them are doing their thing quietly, peacefully, without making a fuss. The universe on the larger scales is remarkably calm. Yes, galaxies sometimes collide. Our own Milky Way will merge with Andromeda in about 4 billion years, but even these collisions are gentle by cosmic standards. The stars within merging galaxies almost never actually hit each other. The distances are too vast. The emptiness is too complete. Galactic mergers are more like two clouds passing through each other than two objects crashing together. So even the most violent events in the cosmos turn out to be peaceful when you look closely enough. Even galaxy collisions are just slow dances in the dark, stars passing each other like ships in the night, barely noticing their neighbors as they drift on by. Peace is woven into the fabric of reality. Emptiness is built into the structure of space. The universe, despite all its drama, is fundamentally a quiet place, a gentle place, a place where things mostly just exist without bothering each other. And you are part of that quietness. You are one small piece of a vast, peaceful puzzle, fitting perfectly into your place in the cosmos. You belong here. This is your home, and your home is safe and quiet and warm. Let the peace of the cosmos fill you now. Let it replace whatever worries or fears you brought with you into this night. Let it show you that there is nothing to be afraid of, nothing to stress about, nothing that cannot wait until tomorrow. The universe has been at peace for 14 billion years. It can certainly hold on to that peace for one more night while you rest. Sleep now. The cosmos is watching over you. Let me tell you about the space between galaxy clusters. This is perhaps the emptiest emptiness in all of existence, the true void, the ultimate quiet room. Galaxy clusters are collections of hundreds or thousands of galaxies, all bound together by gravity. They are the largest structures in the universe that are held together by their own mass. And between these clusters, there is nothing, almost literally nothing. The space between galaxy clusters is called the intergalactic medium. In some regions, it is so empty that there is less than 1 atom per cubic meter. Think about that. 1 atom per cubic meter. The air you breathe contains about 25 trillion molecules per cubic meter. The intergalactic medium is 25 trillion times emptier than the air in your lungs. This is emptiness on a scale that is hard to comprehend. If you were somehow floating in the intergalactic medium, looking around with the most powerful telescope ever built, you might not see a single star. You might not see anything at all. Just darkness in every direction, stretching to the limits of your ability to perceive. Some people find this terrifying. The idea of being so utterly alone, so completely cut off from everything, with nothing but void in every direction. But I want you to think about it differently. The intergalactic void is the quietest place in the universe. No radiation, no particles, no disturbances of any kind. Just perfect stillness, perfect silence, perfect peace. If you could somehow survive there, you would experience a calm so complete it would transform you. All the noise of the universe, all the chaos and violence and drama, it would all be so far away it might as well not exist. You would be wrapped in nothing, cushioned by emptiness, protected by the most perfect shield the cosmos can offer. We do not live in the intergalactic void, of course. We live in a galaxy surrounded by stars orbiting a sun. But the void is out there. It surrounds our galaxy like an ocean surrounds an island. And it is that void that keeps us separated from the chaos happening elsewhere in the universe. Somewhere out there, millions of light years away, a galaxy is being torn apart by gravitational tides. Stars are being flung into the void. Black holes are merging in events so violent they send ripples through space itself. But between us and all that chaos, there is the intergalactic void. Miles and miles and miles of beautiful nothing, absorbing the violence, dampening the noise, keeping us safe in our little island of stars. The void is not our enemy. It is our friend. It is the moat around our castle, the buffer zone that keeps danger at bay. We should be grateful for the emptiness. We should celebrate it. We should rest easy knowing that so much nothing stands between us and anything that might do us harm. And we should take the void as a model for our own peace. When you feel overwhelmed by the noise of life, when everything seems too loud and too fast and too much, remember the intergalactic void. Remember that perfect silence exists. Remember that true quiet is possible. And let a little of that quiet into your own mind. Not all the way. You are not trying to become empty yourself, but just enough to find some peace. Just enough to create a buffer zone around your thoughts, protecting you from the chaos of the world. Just enough to rest. The void is your teacher tonight. Let it show you how to be still. I want to take you now to a specific place in the universe, a place that holds special meaning for anyone who has ever looked up at the stars and wondered. In the constellation Virgo, there is a small patch of sky that looks completely unremarkable. No bright stars, no obvious nebulae, just darkness. But in 1995, scientists decided to point the Hubble Space Telescope at this empty patch and see what was there. They kept the telescope aimed at that one spot for 10 days, gathering light from the faintest objects they could detect. And what they found changed our understanding of the universe forever. That tiny patch of sky, no bigger than a grain of sand held at arm's length, contained almost 3,000 galaxies. Not stars, galaxies. Each one home to hundreds of billions of stars. Each one separated from its neighbors by millions of light years of void. And all of them packed into a spot of sky so small you could cover it with a grain of sand. This image is called the Hubble Deep Field, and it showed us just how full the emptiness really is. Yes, space is mostly nothing, but that nothing is punctuated by an almost unimaginable number of somethings. Billions upon billions of galaxies, septillions of stars, a cosmos so vast and so populous that the mind staggers trying to comprehend it. And yet, even with all those galaxies, even with all those stars, the overwhelming majority of space is still empty. The Hubble Deep Field showed us 3,000 galaxies, but it also showed us the black void between them. It showed us the cosmic foam, with thin walls of galaxies surrounding vast empty bubbles. It showed us that no matter how many things exist in the universe, the emptiness always wins. That might sound melancholy, but remember what the emptiness means. It means protection. It means peace. It means room to grow and evolve and become. The emptiness is not a lack. It is a gift. And those 3,000 galaxies in the Hubble Deep Field, they are all doing their thing quietly, peacefully, separated from each other by chasms of void so vast that most of them will never interact. They are islands in an infinite sea, each one home to countless worlds and countless possibilities, each one wrapped in its own protective blanket of nothing. You are on one of those islands right now. You are reading these words from a small blue planet, orbiting an ordinary star in an unremarkable galaxy that happens to be your home. And between you and everything else in the universe, there is emptiness. Mile upon mile upon mile of beautiful, protective, peaceful nothing. Rest in that knowledge. Let it comfort you. Let it quiet your fears and slow your racing thoughts. You are exactly where you need to be. You are safe. You are home. The universe is vast beyond measure, but it is also kind beyond words. It has given us exactly the conditions we need to exist, to flourish, to wonder. And it asks nothing in return, but that we appreciate it. So appreciate it tonight. Appreciate the emptiness that shields you. Appreciate the silence that surrounds you. Appreciate the darkness that holds you safe while you sleep. And then let go. Let your consciousness fade. Let the universe carry you wherever you need to go. I will be here talking softly, keeping you company through the night. There is no rush. There is plenty of time. There is all the emptiness in the world, and you are floating gently through the middle of it. Let me tell you now about something beautiful, something that shows how the universe creates order out of chaos, peace out of violence, quiet out of noise. When stars die, they do not simply disappear. They leave things behind. A massive star that explodes in a supernova scatters its outer layers across space, creating an expanding shell of gas and dust called a supernova remnant. This material spreads outward for thousands of years, slowly mixing with the interstellar medium, slowly cooling down, slowly finding peace. These remnants are beautiful beyond words. When we photograph them with powerful telescopes, they look like cosmic flowers blooming in slow motion, delicate filaments of glowing gas, twisted into shapes that seem almost organic, colors that shift from blue to green to pink to red, depending on what elements are present and how hot they are. Each remnant is unique, a fingerprint of the star that created it, a memorial to something that once burned bright. But here is the thing about supernova remnants. They are incredibly sparse. Even at their densest, they contain only a few atoms per cubic centimeter. That sounds like a lot compared to the intergalactic void, but it is still almost nothing compared to anything you would call solid. Supernova remnants are like colored mist, diffuse beyond imagining, spread so thin you could fly through them and never know they were there. The Crab Nebula is one of the most famous supernova remnants. It was created by a star that exploded in the year 1054, nearly 1,000 years ago. The light from that explosion was bright enough to be seen during the day, and ancient astronomers recorded it with wonder. Today, the remnant has expanded to about 11 light-years across, and in all that space, in all those light-years of glowing gas, there is not enough material to build a single star. The Crab Nebula is beautiful. It is spectacular. But it is also empty. It is a reminder that even the most dramatic events in the cosmos eventually fade into quietness. The explosion was violent, but the aftermath is peaceful. The death was sudden, but the memorial is eternal and calm. And from the material scattered by supernovae, new things are born. The elements forged in the hearts of dying stars drift through space for millions of years, eventually clumping together under gravity to form new clouds of gas and dust. These clouds collapse to form new stars, and around those new stars, planets form. And on some of those planets, life arises. You are made of supernova remnants. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the oxygen you breathe, all of it was forged in the heart of a dying star and scattered across space in an ancient explosion. You are literally made of stardust. You are the quiet aftermath of cosmic violence. You are proof that peace always follows chaos, that life always follows death, that the universe knows how to heal itself. Let that thought comfort you. Whatever violence or chaos exists in your own life, it too will pass. It too will fade into quiet. It too will become the raw material for something new and beautiful. The universe has been doing this for 14 billion years. It knows what it is doing. And you are part of that process, riding the eternal wave of destruction and creation, chaos and peace, noise and silence. Right now, as you lie here, the universe is creating new stars. Somewhere out there, a cloud of gas and dust is collapsing under its own weight, getting hotter and denser at its core, preparing to ignite in nuclear fire. A new sun is being born, and in a few billion years, that sun will have planets, and those planets might have life, and that life might look up at the stars and wonder what else is out there. The cycle continues, the dance goes on, and all of it is wrapped in the protective embrace of emptiness, shielded by vast distances, given time and space to unfold peacefully. You are part of this dance. You are one small movement in a cosmic ballet that has been playing for eons and will continue for eons more. And tonight, you get to rest. You get to step out of the dance for a few hours and let your body recover. You get to float in the darkness and feel the universe holding you safe. Take that rest. You have earned it. The cosmos will still be here when you wake up. Now let me tell you about the pioneers who have explored the emptiness on our behalf. The spacecraft we have sent into the void to see what is out there and to carry our message to the stars. Voyager 1 is the farthest human-made object from Earth. It was launched in 1977, nearly 50 years ago, and it has been traveling outward ever since. It passed Jupiter in 1979 and Saturn in 1980, sending back photographs that changed our understanding of those giant planets. Then it kept going, moving farther and farther from the Sun, entering regions of space that no human technology had ever visited. In 2012, Voyager 1 crossed the heliopause and entered interstellar space. It became the first human-made object to leave the solar system and enter the true void between stars. Today, it is more than 15 billion miles from Earth, so far away that light takes more than 22 hours to reach it. And what has Voyager 1 found out there in the interstellar medium? Mostly nothing. Just cold, empty space, with occasional wisps of gas and the faint glow of cosmic background radiation. The void is exactly what we expected it to be. Quiet, empty, dark, and strangely peaceful. Voyager 1 carries a golden record, a disk containing sounds and images from Earth, greetings in 55 languages, music from around the world, photographs of people and places and animals and plants. It is a message in a bottle, flung into the cosmic ocean, in the hope that someday something might find it. The odds of Voyager 1 ever encountering another civilization are vanishingly small. The universe is too empty, the distance is too vast, the chances of a random encounter too remote. But that is not really the point. The point is that we tried. The point is that we cared enough to send a piece of ourselves into the void. The point is that we looked up at all, that emptiness, and saw not a barrier, but an invitation. Voyager 1 is still out there right now, as you lie here drifting towards sleep. It is still traveling outward at 38,000 miles per hour, still carrying its golden record, still representing humanity in the cosmic dark. It will never stop. It will never return. It will drift through the interstellar void for billions of years, long after our sun has died and Earth has crumbled to dust. In a way, Voyager 1 is proof that the emptiness is not something to fear. We sent a small piece of ourselves into the most profound void we could reach, and it is doing fine out there. The darkness did not swallow it. The silence did not destroy it. It is still whole, still functional, still carrying its message of hope and curiosity into the endless night. If Voyager 1 can survive out there, so can you. If a small robot built by human hands can thrive in the interstellar void, then surely you can handle one more night, one more challenge, one more step along your own journey. The emptiness is not something to fear. It is something to explore. It is something to embrace. And tonight, you can explore it in your own way. Not by building a spaceship and flying into space, but by closing your eyes and letting your mind drift through the cosmos. You can imagine yourself floating alongside Voyager 1, drifting through the interstellar medium, surrounded by perfect silence and perfect darkness. You can feel the peace of the void seeping into your bones. You can become, for a few hours, a traveler in the ultimate wilderness. That is what sleep is in a way. A journey into darkness, a voyage through inner space, a chance to leave the waking world behind and drift through realms you cannot access while conscious. Sleep is your own personal mission to the void. And like Voyager 1, you will return from it transformed, rested, renewed, ready for whatever comes next. So begin your journey now. Close your eyes and feel yourself rising. Feel the concerns of the day falling away beneath you like a planet dwindling in your rearview mirror. Feel the darkness gathering around you like a warm blanket. Feel the silence filling your ears like water filling a glass. You are drifting now. Outward, upward, into the void, into the peace, into the emptiness that has been waiting for you since before you were born. Let me tell you about the colors of space. Not the violent colors of supernovae or the angry glow of radiation, but the gentle colors that fill the cosmos when you look closely enough. There is a phenomenon called the diffuse galactic light. It is the faint glow that suffuses our galaxy, created by billions of distant stars, whose individual light is too faint to see, but whose combined radiance creates a soft illumination throughout the Milky Way. If you could somehow filter out the bright stars and look only at this background glow, you would see the galaxy not as scattered points of light, but as a smooth, gentle radiance, a cosmic nightlight. The diffuse galactic light is incredibly faint. You cannot see it with your naked eye, or even with most telescopes, but it is there. It fills the darkness between stars with a soft whisper of illumination. It reminds us that even in the emptiest reaches of our galaxy, we are never truly in complete darkness. Then there is the Gegenschein, a faint patch of light that appears in the night sky, directly opposite the sun. It is caused by sunlight reflecting off dust particles in the outer solar system, similar to the zodiacal light, but even fainter. The Gegenschein is so subtle that most people go their entire lives without noticing it. But for those who know where to look, it is a beautiful reminder that the solar system is full of gentle light, softly scattered, quietly illuminating the darkness. And there are the distant galaxies themselves, each one contributing its own faint glow to the cosmic background. The light from billions of galaxies, too far away to see individually, but close enough to add a tiny bit of brightness to the void. This is called the extragalactic background light, and it represents the combined radiance of every star that has ever shone in every galaxy that has ever existed. It is the universe's total light output, spread evenly across the sky, impossibly faint but mathematically certain. All these gentle lights combine to create a cosmos that is not truly dark. Even in the deepest void, even in the space between galaxy clusters where almost nothing exists, there is still a faint glow. The universe has been shining for 14 billion years, and some of that light reaches everywhere eventually. Perfect darkness does not exist, only different shades of gentle illumination. This should comfort you. The emptiness is not a place of absolute darkness. It is a place of soft light, filtered and scattered and spread so thin it barely registers, but still present. The void is like a room lit only by starlight from a distant window, not bright enough to read by, not bright enough to cast shadows, but bright enough to tell you that you are not alone, bright enough to guide your steps if you need to move, bright enough to remind you that light exists somewhere, everywhere, always. You are lying in that soft light right now, not the electric lights of your room, which you may have dimmed or turned off entirely, but the light of the cosmos, the photons that have traveled billions of years from distant galaxies, passing through your roof and walls as if they were not there, bathing you in the oldest illumination in existence. You cannot see this light with your eyes, but it is there. It is always there, and in some deep way, your body knows it. Let that knowledge comfort you. You are not lying in darkness. You are lying in the combined light of every star that has ever shone, dimmed almost beyond perception, but still present. You are wrapped in photons from the edge of the observable universe. You are touched by light that left its source before Earth existed. That is the kind of universe we live in. A universe where even the emptiness is full of gentle light. A universe where even the deepest void hums with the soft echo of ancient illumination. A universe that refuses to be completely dark, no matter how hard it tries. And if the universe cannot achieve perfect darkness, then neither can your life. No matter how dark things seem, there is always some faint light, some distant hope, some gentle glow that refuses to go out. The cosmos is telling you this every moment of every day, pouring its ancient light through the roof over your head, reminding you that total darkness is a myth. Hold on to that thought as you drift. Let it be your nightlight. Let it illuminate your dreams. Now I want to explore something that might seem strange at first. The question of why the universe is empty at all. Why is there so much nothing between things? Why are the stars not packed together tightly? Why does the void exist? The answer lies in the way the universe was born and the way it has been expanding ever since. About 14 billion years ago, everything that exists was compressed into an impossibly small point. All the matter and energy that would eventually become every star and galaxy and planet and person was squeezed together in a state so dense that our normal laws of physics cannot describe it. Then something happened, the Big Bang, and space itself began to expand. Not things flying apart through space, space itself stretching. Imagine dots drawn on a balloon. As you inflate the balloon, the dots move apart, not because they are sliding across the surface, but because the surface itself is getting bigger. That is what happened to the universe. Space expanded, carrying matter with it, spreading everything out, and space has been expanding ever since. For 14 billion years, the universe has been getting larger. The distances between galaxies have been growing. The void has been deepening. The emptiness has been expanding. This is why the universe is so empty. It started out incredibly dense, and it has been spreading itself thinner and thinner ever since. If you wait long enough, if you could somehow watch the universe evolve over trillions and quadrillions of years, you would see the emptiness win completely. The galaxies would drift apart until each one is alone in its own observable universe, unable to see any of the others. The stars would burn out, the protons would decay, and eventually there would be nothing left but cold, dark, empty space stretching forever in every direction. This might sound depressing, the universe ending not with a bang, but with a whimper, the slow heat death of everything. But remember, We are nowhere near that point. We are near the beginning of the story, not the end. The stars are still burning. The galaxies are still visible. Life is still possible, and it will remain possible for trillions of years to come. The current emptiness of space is a gift. It is what makes life possible. Too dense, and everything would be chaos. Too sparse, and there would be nothing to work with. The universe has found the perfect balance. Enough matter to form stars and planets and people. Enough emptiness to give those things room to exist and evolve and flourish. You are living in the sweet spot, the Goldilocks era of cosmic history, a time when the universe is empty, enough to be peaceful, but full enough to be interesting, a time when the distances between stars are vast enough to protect us, but small enough to let us dream of visiting them someday, a time when the void surrounds us like a blanket, but the light of other suns reminds us that we are not alone. Appreciate this moment, this era, this particular arrangement of emptiness and fullness that makes your existence possible. It will not last forever. Nothing does. But it has lasted long enough for you to be here, listening to these words, contemplating the mystery of existence. And that is something worth celebrating. Now let me take you on a journey to some specific places in our galaxy. Quiet corners where peace reigns supreme and the violence of the cosmos seems very far away. There is a star called Barnard's star, about 6 light years from Earth. It is a small red dwarf, barely 1/10 of the mass of our sun, glowing with a dim reddish light that would barely warm a planet even at close range. Barnard's star is one of the oldest stars in our neighborhood, probably around 10 billion years old. It has been burning quietly for twice as long as our sun has existed. What has Barnard's star been doing all that time? Mostly nothing. Just sitting there in the dark, converting hydrogen into helium at a leisurely pace, putting out its dim red light without making a fuss. No supernovae, no violent flares, no drama. Just 10 billion years of patient, steady burning. Barnard's star might have a planet. Scientists have found evidence of a possible super-Earth orbiting at a distance that would make it extremely cold, probably covered in ice. We do not know much about this possible world, but we know it has had 10 billion years to exist in peace. 10 billion years orbiting a quiet star in a quiet corner of the galaxy. Whatever is there has had more time to evolve than anything on Earth. Or consider Wolf 359, another red dwarf about 8 light years away. It is even smaller and dimmer than Barnard's star, barely putting out enough light to be called a star at all. Wolf 359 is what astronomers call an ultra-cool dwarf, one of the smallest and dimmest types of stars that can sustain nuclear fusion. Stars like Wolf 359 will burn for trillions of years, long after our sun has swelled into a red giant and shed its outer layers and faded to a white dwarf. Wolf 359 will still be chugging along, putting out its feeble red light into the cosmic dark. These tiny stars are the ultimate survivors, so conservative with their fuel that they can last almost forever. And during all those trillions of years, what will happen around Wolf 359? Probably nothing dramatic, just quiet orbits, just slow cooling, just the patient march of time through an empty region of space where nothing much ever changes. It is a vision of peace that stretches beyond comprehension, a future so calm it would bore most people to tears. But for those who appreciate quietness, for those who find comfort in stability, it is a beautiful thought. Our own solar system is quiet too, in the grand scheme of things. Yes, we have earthquakes and hurricanes and volcanoes. Yes, life on Earth can be chaotic and difficult, but from a cosmic perspective, we are living in paradise. a stable sun, circular orbits, no nearby supernovae, no threatening black holes, no gamma-ray bursts aimed in our direction, just peaceful rotation around a gentle star in an unremarkable corner of an ordinary galaxy. We are luckier than we know. The universe could have put us anywhere. It could have placed Earth near a massive blue star that would have exploded billions of years ago, sterilizing any life that tried to develop. It could have located us near the galactic center, where radiation levels are too high for complex life. It could have dropped us in the path of a gamma-ray burst that would have stripped away our atmosphere and exposed us to the harsh vacuum of space. But it did not. The cosmic dice rolled in our favor. We ended up here, in this quiet neighborhood, protected by vast distances from everything that might harm us. We are the beneficiaries of the greatest good luck in the history of the universe, and most of us never even think about it. Think about it now. Appreciate it. Feel the gratitude welling up in your chest as you realize just how fortunate you are to exist at all. The odds against your existence are astronomical. The chances that conditions would be exactly right for you to be lying here, listening to these words, contemplating the cosmos, they are infinitesimally small. And yet, here you are, against all odds, in defiance of all probability, alive and aware and wondering about your place in the universe. You are a miracle wrapped in stardust. You are the emptiness learning to think. You are the quiet places of the cosmos becoming conscious of themselves. And tonight, you get to rest. You get to let go of all the struggles and worries of existence and simply drift in the darkness that made you. Let go now. Release everything you are holding on to. The universe will catch you. The emptiness will cushion your fall. You are safe here. You have always been safe. The void is your oldest home. Drift deeper. Dream of stars. Let me tell you now about the philosophical beauty of the emptiness. Not just the practical protection it offers, but the deeper meaning it holds for anyone willing to contemplate it. In the West, we often think of emptiness as lack, as absence, as something missing. An empty room needs furniture. An empty glass needs filling. An empty life needs meaning. Emptiness, in this view, is a problem to be solved. But in Eastern philosophy, emptiness is something quite different. It is potential. It is possibility. It is the pregnant void from which all things arise and to which all things return. The Chinese call it Wu, the formless source. The Buddhists call it Sunyata, the essential emptiness that underlies all phenomena. In these traditions, emptiness is not something to be feared or filled. It is something to be appreciated and even cultivated. The cosmic void reflects this deeper truth. The emptiness between stars is not a lack of stars. It is the space that allows stars to exist. Without the void, there would be no room for anything. The universe would be an undifferentiated mass of matter and energy, with no structure, no patterns, no possibility for complexity or life. Emptiness creates possibility. This is true in the cosmos, and it is true in your own life. When you empty your mind of chatter, you create space for insight. When you empty your schedule of busyness, you create space for rest. When you empty your heart of resentment, you create space for love. The void is not your enemy. It is your ally. It is the canvas on which you paint your existence. Tonight, as you drift towards sleep, you are emptying yourself. You are letting go of the thoughts and worries and concerns that filled your day. You are creating space inside yourself. Space for dreams. Space for healing. Space for the unconscious processes that restore your body and mind. The emptiness you are cultivating is the same emptiness that fills the cosmos. You are becoming, for a few hours, a small echo of the universal void. This is not loss. This is not diminishment. This is return to source. This is reconnection with the fundamental nature of reality. The universe is mostly empty, and when you sleep, you become mostly empty too. You join the great void. You participate in the cosmic silence. You remember, on some deep level, what it was like before you were born, and what it will be like after you die. Not scary, not sad, just quiet, just peaceful, just the gentle hum of existence continuing without you for a while, carrying you along like a boat on a calm river, requiring nothing from you but surrender. Surrender now. Stop fighting the tide. Let the emptiness take you where it wants to go. You do not need to control this journey. You do not need to understand it. You just need to relax and let it happen. The universe has been doing this for 14 billion years. It knows how to carry you through the night. Trust the void. Trust the silence. Trust the vast, protective emptiness that has been your home since the beginning of time. Let me tell you about the future now. Not the immediate future, but the deep future. The long arc of time that stretches ahead of us into billions and trillions of years. This is a future defined by emptiness, by silence, by the slow fading of all the fires that currently light the cosmos. And it is more beautiful than you might imagine. Right now, the universe is in what scientists call the stelliferous era, the age of stars. New stars are still being born in giant clouds of gas and dust. Old stars are still burning through their fuel. The night sky is filled with points of light, each one a nuclear furnace converting matter into energy. This era has lasted for about 14 billion years, and it will continue for perhaps another 100 trillion years. But eventually, the stars will stop forming. The raw material for new stars, the hydrogen gas that drifts through galaxies, will be used up or spread too thin to collapse. The last generation of stars will be born, and then no more. From that point on, the universe will only get darker. The smallest stars, the red dwarfs, will be the last to go. They burn so slowly and so efficiently that they can last for trillions of years. Long after the sun has died, long after the last blue giant has exploded, these tiny red embers will still be glowing in the void. They will be the final beacons of the stelliferous era, holding back the darkness for as long as they can. But eventually, even the red dwarfs will run out of fuel. The last star will flicker and fade, and the universe will enter a new era, the degenerate era, when the only sources of energy are the slowly cooling remnants of dead stars, white dwarfs, neutron stars. Black holes. These objects will drift through an empty cosmos, gradually radiating away their heat until they are no warmer than the space around them. Does this sound sad? Does it feel like a tragedy? I understand that reaction. The death of all stars is a melancholy thought. But consider it differently. In the degenerate era, the universe will finally achieve perfect peace. No more explosions, no more violence, no more chaos, just cold, dark, quiet space, stretching forever in every direction. The cosmos will have exhausted its capacity for drama and settled into an eternal calm. This is not death, it is rest. The universe is not dying, it is going to sleep. After 14 billion years of activity, it will finally get to close its eyes and drift into a peaceful slumber that will last forever. Is that not beautiful? Is that not, in its own way, a kind of paradise? You are practicing for that cosmic rest every night. When you close your eyes and let sleep take you, you are rehearsing for the final sleep of the universe. You are experiencing, in miniature, the peace that will eventually embrace all of existence. And when you wake in the morning, you are practicing for the hypothetical awakening that might await on the other side of cosmic sleep. Who knows what dreams the universe might have? Who knows what form it might take when it wakes again? These are mysteries beyond our ability to solve. But they are beautiful mysteries. They invite contemplation and wonder. They remind us that existence is stranger and more wonderful than we can possibly imagine. For now, though, we are in the stelliferous era. The stars are still burning. The universe is still young, and you get to exist in this brief, beautiful window of cosmic history when light and warmth are plentiful. You get to look up at the night sky and see thousands of stars. You get to feel the warmth of the sun on your face. You get to be alive in an age of fire before the long, peaceful darkness descends. Appreciate this moment, this era, this particular slice of cosmic time when existence is so full of light and possibility. It will not last forever, but nothing lasts forever. And maybe that is okay. Maybe the transience of things is what makes them precious. Maybe the fact that the stars will eventually go out is what makes their current burning so miraculous. You are burning right now too. Your metabolism is converting food into energy. Your neurons are firing. Your heart is pumping. You are a small fire in a cosmos full of fires, adding your light to the universal glow. And one day, like all fires, you will go out. That is okay. That is natural. That is the way of things. But tonight you still burn. Tonight you are still here. Tonight the stars are still shining and you are still breathing and the universe is still young. Let that thought warm you as you drift towards sleep. You are part of the great conflagration of existence, one small flame in an ocean of fire. And when your flame goes out, the fire will continue. New flames will be lit. The burning will go on in some form or another for trillions of years to come. Rest now. Rest easy. The fire will be tended while you sleep. Let me tell you about one more thing before we continue our drift. It is the possibility that we are alone in the cosmos, the chance that Earth might be the only place where intelligent life exists. This is sometimes called the rare Earth hypothesis, and it suggests that the conditions necessary for complex life are so specific and so unlikely that they might have only occurred once. Think about all the things that had to go right for you to exist. Earth had to form in the habitable zone of a stable star. It had to have liquid water and a thick atmosphere. It had to be large enough to hold onto that atmosphere, but not so large that it became a gas giant. It had to have a moon large enough to stabilize its axis of rotation. It had to avoid being hit by too many asteroids or comets. It had to develop plate tectonics to regulate its climate. It had to have a magnetic field to protect its atmosphere from solar wind. And that is just the astronomical requirements. Biologically, life had to arise from non-living chemistry. It had to survive multiple mass extinctions. It had to evolve complex multicellular forms. It had to develop intelligence. Each of these steps is incredibly unlikely, and they all had to happen in sequence over billions of years, without any single catastrophe derailing the process. When you add up all the probabilities, the chances of intelligent life developing on any given planet are astronomical. Not impossible, but close. It is entirely possible that in a universe containing trillions of galaxies and septillions of stars, Earth is the only place where anyone has ever looked up at the sky and wondered what it all means. If that is true, if we really are alone, then the emptiness of the cosmos takes on a new meaning. It is not just protection. It is a sign of our uniqueness. It is evidence that what we have here, on this small blue planet, is precious beyond measure. We are not just lucky. We are miraculous. We are the universe's greatest achievement, its most improbable creation, its only witnesses to its own existence. The silence of the cosmos might not be a mystery to solve. It might be a mirror reflecting back our own significance. Every time we look up at the stars and hear nothing, we are reminded that we might be the only ones capable of listening. Every time we search for signals and find only static, we are reminded that we might be the only ones capable of sending. This is not lonely. This is profound. We are the universe experiencing itself. We are matter contemplating matter. We are the cosmos becoming aware of its own existence. And if we are alone, then we have a responsibility that no other being has ever had. The responsibility to appreciate existence, to preserve it, to carry its memory forward into whatever future awaits. You might be one of the only conscious beings in a universe so vast it beggars comprehension. Every thought you think, every feeling you feel, every dream you dream might be among the rarest things in existence. Your consciousness is not ordinary. It is extraordinary. It is a light in the darkness that might be found nowhere else. Let that thought elevate you as you drift towards sleep. You are not small and insignificant. You are unique and precious. The universe created you against all odds, through billions of years of cosmic evolution. And now here you are, lying in the dark, contemplating your own existence. What a strange and wonderful thing. What an improbable miracle. Treasure yourself tonight. Treasure your consciousness. Treasure your ability to think and feel and wonder. These things might be rarer than diamonds, rarer than gold, rarer than anything else in all the vast empty cosmos. And they are yours. They belong to you. No one can take them away. Sleep now, precious one. Dream of stars. Dream of silence. Dream of the vast, beautiful emptiness that surrounds your small, miraculous world. Let me tell you now about some of the practical ways the emptiness protects us. Not cosmic protection on the scale of galaxies, but immediate protection right here in our solar system. Near-Earth objects are asteroids and comets that come relatively close to our planet's orbit. Scientists track thousands of them, watching their paths, calculating their trajectories, making sure none of them are on a collision course with Earth. And for the most part, the news is good. The near-Earth objects are not particularly dangerous. Most of them miss us by millions of miles, continuing on their orbits without incident. The reason is, again, the emptiness. Space is so vast, so empty, that the chances of two objects actually colliding are incredibly small. Even in regions that seem crowded, like the asteroid belt, the actual density of material is almost nothing. Objects pass each other constantly without ever coming close to contact. Earth has been orbiting the Sun for 4.5 billion years. In all that time, major asteroid impacts have been exceedingly rare. Yes, there was the one that killed the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. Yes, there have been a handful of others that left craters we can still see today. But on the scale of cosmic time, these events are almost negligible. Billions of years pass between major impacts. The emptiness protects us again and again and again. And even when objects do hit Earth, the results are usually not catastrophic. Most meteorites are small, no bigger than pebbles, and they burn up in the atmosphere before reaching the ground. The shooting stars you see in the night sky are these tiny fragments, vaporizing in a flash of light 60 miles above your head. They are beautiful, not dangerous. They are the cosmos putting on a light show just for you. Larger objects are rarer. Building-sized asteroids might hit Earth once every few thousand years on average. but even these usually explode high in the atmosphere, releasing their energy above the ground rather than creating a crater. The Tunguska event of 1908, which flattened trees across 800 square miles of Siberian forest, was probably caused by an asteroid or comet that exploded about 5 miles up, devastating locally but not globally catastrophic. And events like Tunguska are rare enough that no one alive has ever experienced one. The really big impacts, the civilization-ending asteroid strikes, are rarer still, once every 100 million years or so. The last one was the dinosaur killer, and nothing comparable has happened since. We are living in a quiet period, a long stretch of cosmic peace where the emptiness has kept the worst threats at bay. And now we have technology that our ancestors never had. We can see asteroids coming decades in advance. We can track their orbits with extreme precision. We are developing methods to deflect any that might pose a threat. Just a few years ago, NASA successfully crashed a spacecraft into an asteroid called Dimorphos and changed its orbit. We proved that we can move mountains in space if we need to. The emptiness protects us, and now we are learning to protect ourselves too. So rest easy about asteroids. Rest easy about comets. Rest easy about all the cosmic debris that floats through our solar system. The chances of anything hitting Earth in your lifetime are vanishingly small. And even if something were heading our way, we would probably see it coming and do something about it. The universe is quiet, the emptiness is deep, and you are safe in your small corner of the cosmos. Now let me tell you about the sounds of space. Not sounds in the conventional sense, because sound cannot travel through a vacuum, but sounds that scientists have translated from other types of signals, turning the vibrations of the cosmos into something our ears can hear. There is a phenomenon called the song of the magnetosphere. As charged particles from the sun interact with Earth's magnetic field, they create electromagnetic waves at frequencies we cannot hear directly. But when scientists convert these waves to audio, they create eerie, beautiful tones, whistles and chirps and rumbles like whale songs from another dimension. This is the sound of the sun talking to Earth, filtered through the magnetic shield that protects us. There are also sounds from the planets. Jupiter creates radio emissions as its massive magnetic field interacts with its moons and the solar wind. When converted to audio, these emissions sound like crashing waves or howling winds. Saturn has its own magnetic song, higher, pitched and more melodic. Each planet has its own voice, its own contribution to the symphony of the solar system. And there is the cosmic microwave background again, that ancient light from the early universe. Scientists have converted it to audio as well, stretching it into the audible range so we can hear what the universe sounded like just 380,000 years after the Big Bang. It is a low hum, a deep bass note, the fundamental frequency of existence itself. All these sounds exist in the emptiness around us, not as vibrations in air, but as electromagnetic signals passing through the void. The universe is not silent in the deepest sense. It is full of signals and waves and frequencies, most of them far beyond what our ears can detect. But they are there. They are always there. And in some sense, they are singing to us constantly. You are swimming in cosmic music right now. Radio waves from distant galaxies are passing through your body. Gravitational waves from colliding black holes are gently stretching and compressing space itself, oscillating through you like ripples on a pond. The magnetic field of the Earth is humming its protective song just overhead. The sun is broadcasting its plasma chorus across 93 million miles of void. You cannot hear any of this with your physical ears, but maybe some other part of you can sense it. Maybe your dreams tonight will be colored by the cosmic symphony. Maybe the sounds of the universe will weave themselves into your sleeping consciousness, creating visions of stars and planets and the vast musical emptiness between them. Let the music of the cosmos carry you into sleep. Let the song of the magnetosphere be your lullaby. Let the hum of the cosmic microwave background be the bass note that grounds your dreams. The universe is singing, and you, lying there in the dark, are part of the audience, patiently in its own private bubble of space. They do not worry, they do not rush. They simply exist, doing what they have always done, shining light into the void because that is their nature. Take a lesson from the stars. Simply exist, simply breathe, simply be. The emptiness is holding you now. Mile upon mile of nothing, stretching in every direction, wrapping around the earth like a protective cocoon. That emptiness is your home in the largest sense. It is the context that makes your existence possible. It is the stage on which your life plays out. Without the void, you could not exist. The emptiness is not separate from you. It is part of you. You are emptiness made briefly dense. You are void made temporarily conscious. And soon you will relax back into that void, letting sleep take you, letting the boundaries of your awareness dissolve into something larger. This is not scary. This is coming home. Every night when you sleep, you rehearse the great dissolving that awaits all things. Every night you practice letting go, releasing your grip on consciousness, trusting the universe to catch you. And every morning you wake again, reformed, refreshed, ready for another day of being temporarily solid. Sleep is not death. It is rest. It is return. It is remembering what you really are. You are the cosmos dreaming itself into existence. You are stardust that learned to think. You are emptiness that learned to love. And tonight, you get to set down the burden of being for a few hours. You get to dissolve back into the silence from which you came. You get to be nothing for a while, wrapped in the same nothing that fills the space between stars. Let it happen now. Do not resist. Do not hold on. Just let the tide of sleep carry you wherever it wants to go. The universe knows how to do this. It has been putting stars to sleep for billions of years. It knows how to quiet a burning thing. It knows how to guide a fire gently into rest. Trust it. Surrender to it. Let the cosmos rock you like a baby in arms too large to see. The journey we have, taken together tonight, is almost complete. We have traveled from the shores of awareness to the deep waters of cosmic contemplation. We have sailed through the emptiness between stars and found it not frightening but comforting. We have discovered that the terrifying vastness of space is actually the most gentle thing in existence. A void that asks nothing of us, a silence that demands no response, a darkness that holds us without grasping. This is the great secret of the cosmos. The emptiness is love, the void is kindness, the silence is the most profound acceptance imaginable. Whatever you are, whoever you have been, whatever you have done or failed to do, the universe accepts you completely. It makes no judgments. It has no preferences. It simply holds you in its vast embrace and lets you exist. Feel that acceptance now. Feel the universe welcoming you exactly as you are. No need to be better. No need to be different. No need to prove anything or achieve anything or become anything. You are already exactly what you need to be. You are already home. You are already loved by a cosmos too large to comprehend and too empty to threaten. Rest in that love. Rest in that acceptance. Rest in the knowledge that you are exactly where you belong, doing exactly what you should be doing, being exactly who you should be. The universe created you for this moment, for this breath, for this gentle slide into sleep. Everything that has ever happened, from the Big Bang to this very second, has been leading up to you lying here, letting go, drifting peacefully into dreams. The story continues without you for a while. That is okay. You are not leaving forever. You are just stepping out for a few hours. The stars will still be there when you wake up. The emptiness will still be protecting you. The cosmos will still be holding you in its vast, kind arms. Nothing is lost by sleeping. Nothing is missed by resting. The universe will wait for you. It has all the time in existence. So close your eyes now if they are not already closed. Feel your breathing slow. Feel your heartbeat gentle itself. Feel every muscle in your body releasing its tension, relaxing into the surface that supports you. You are becoming emptier now. The thoughts are thinning out. The worries are fading away. The noise is turning to silence. Good. Let it happen. Let the emptiness fill you. Let the void become your home. Let the cosmic silence settle into every corner of your mind until there is nothing left but peace. Nothing left but rest. Nothing left but the gentle hum of existence continuing its eternal song. You are drifting now, drifting through the dark like a small ship on a vast ocean. No land in sight, no destination in mind, just endless water stretching to every horizon, calm and dark and welcoming. The ocean is the void. The ship is your sleeping self. And the voyage is the dream that awaits you on the other side of consciousness. Sail on, traveler. Sail through the night. The cosmos has charted your course and filled your sails with starlight. You do not need to steer. You do not need to navigate. You just need to rest on the deck and watch the darkness pass you by. The ocean knows where to take you. The void knows how to deliver you safely to morning. Sleep now. Dream of stars. Dream of emptiness. Dream of the vast peaceful cosmos that has been your home since before you were born. Let the darkness hold you. Let the silence sing to you. Let the universe love you exactly as you are, floating gently through the endless night. The journey is complete. The words are fading. Soon there will be only silence and sleep, and the soft, eternal embrace of the void. That is okay. That is good. That is exactly how it should be. Rest well, traveler. The cosmos watches over you. The emptiness protects you. The stars light your way through the dark. And when you wake, refreshed and renewed, you will carry a piece of this peace with you. A memory of stillness. A taste of the void. A reminder that you are never truly alone, because you are always held in the vast, loving arms of the universe. The emptiness is not terrifying. It is the safest place you have ever been. It is home. It has always been home. And tonight, you finally get to rest there. Sleep now. The cosmos is waiting. The void is calling. And you are ready to answer. Good night, traveler. Until we drift together again. But wait. Before sleep takes you completely, let me share a few more gentle thoughts, a few more cosmic wonders to carry with you into dreams. There is a place called the Orion Nebula, about 1,300 light-years from Earth. It is one of the closest stellar nurseries to our solar system, a vast cloud of gas and dust where new stars are being born right now. If you have ever looked up at the constellation Orion on a winter night, you may have noticed the fuzzy patch of light in the hunter's sword. That is the Orion Nebula, visible to the naked eye across more than 1,000 light-years of space. The Orion Nebula is beautiful beyond words. When we photograph it with powerful telescopes, we see swirls of red and pink and purple gas, illuminated from within by the young hot stars at its heart. We see pillars of dust sculpted by stellar winds, dark against the glowing background. We see newborn stars surrounded by spinning disks of material that may one day become planets. It is a place of creation, of becoming, of possibility. And yet the Orion Nebula is also mostly empty. The gas and dust that make it visible are spread incredibly thin, far thinner than any vacuum we could create on Earth. Even in this stellar nursery, this active region of star formation, the emptiness wins. The space between particles is vast. The void dominates even where creation is most vigorous. This is a beautiful paradox. Creation happens in emptiness. Birth arises from the void. The most spectacular things in the universe emerge from what appears to be nothing at all. The emptiness is not barren. It is fertile. It is pregnant with possibility. Given enough time and the right conditions, even pure vacuum can give rise to stars and planets and life. You emerged from something similar. The atoms that make up your body were drifting in space 4.5 billion years ago. Part of a nebula, not unlike Orion. They came together slowly, pulled by gravity into the disk of material that would become our solar system. They formed planets and moons and asteroids, and eventually, through processes we still do not fully understand, some of those atoms became alive. They became aware. They became you. You are a child of the void, born from emptiness, made of nothing more than particles and the space between them. And yet here you are, capable of wonder and love and all the things that make existence meaningful. The emptiness does not diminish you. It elevates you. Against all the odds, despite all the nothing in the universe, you happened. You exist. You matter. Carry that thought with you into sleep. You are not small. You are miraculous. The universe had to try for 14 billion years before it produced something like you. The emptiness had to wait through countless eons before it finally gave birth to consciousness. You are the universe's greatest achievement. Never forget that. Let me tell you about one more cosmic wonder before we truly part ways for the night. There is something called the cosmic web. It is the largest structure in the universe, a network of dark matter and galaxies that spans billions of light years. If you could somehow zoom out far enough to see the entire observable universe at once, you would see this web. Thin filaments of galaxies connecting massive nodes where galaxy clusters gather, with enormous voids in between where almost nothing exists. The cosmic web looks remarkably like a neural network, like the connections in a brain. Some scientists have noted the similarity and wondered if it means something profound. Is the universe itself a kind of mind? Are the galaxy's thoughts passing along cosmic neurons? We do not know. Probably we will never know. But it is a beautiful thing to contemplate. Right now, as you drift towards sleep, you are a small node in this vast web. A cluster of consciousness connected to other conscious beings through the bonds of family and friendship and shared experience. You are part of something larger than yourself. You are woven into a tapestry that spans not just this planet, but potentially the entire cosmos. And that tapestry is mostly emptiness. That is what makes it beautiful. The connections matter because they are rare. The nodes shine because they are scattered across so much void. If everything were connected to everything else, if there were no space between things, nothing would be special. Nothing would stand out. The universe would be undifferentiated noise. But that is not what we have. We have islands of meaning in an ocean of silence. We have points of light in a sea of darkness. We have moments of connection in a lifetime of solitude. And those islands, those points, those moments, they are everything. They are why existence is worth experiencing. Treasure your connections as you fall asleep tonight. Think of the people you love and who love you back. Think of the bonds that tie you to other conscious beings on this small planet. Those bonds are more precious than diamonds, rarer than gold, more valuable than all the empty space in the universe combined. And then let them go. Not forever, just for the night. Release your grip on the waking world and let sleep carry you into the void. Your connections will still be there when you wake up. The people you love will still love you. The web of meaning that holds you in place will still be intact. You are not losing anything by sleeping. You are just resting, just floating, just letting the emptiness hold you for a while. The void is kind. The silence is gentle. The emptiness asks nothing of you and gives everything in return. It is the greatest gift the universe has to offer. And tonight, you get to receive that gift fully. You get to dissolve into the nothing and let it remake you. You get to trust the cosmos completely and see where it takes you. I promise it will take you somewhere good. Maybe not a place you can remember when you wake. Maybe not a destination you can describe in words, but somewhere peaceful, somewhere restful, somewhere exactly right for whatever your soul needs tonight. The cosmos knows you. It has been watching you since before you were born. It has been preparing a place for you since the Big Bang. And tonight, it invites you to come home, to rest, to be nothing for a while, to float in the void like a star between galaxies, alone but not lonely, empty but not incomplete. Accept the invitation. Say yes to the silence. Step out of the noise of existence and into the quiet that underlies everything. The quiet that was there before the first star ignited. The quiet that will remain after the last star dies. The eternal, unchanging, infinitely patient quiet that is the true nature of reality. That quiet is calling you now. Can you hear it beneath the sound of these words? Can you feel it rising up through the surface of your awareness? It has always been there. It has always been waiting. And now it is time to go to it, to merge with it, to become the silence you have been seeking. Let the words fade. Let the thoughts dissolve. Let everything you think you are drop away until nothing remains but awareness itself. Pure, empty, peaceful awareness. Not aware of anything in particular, just aware, just being, just resting in the vast, kind emptiness of existence. That is who you really are beneath all the noise. That is what waits for you beneath all the worry and stress and striving. Pure peace, pure presence, pure emptiness filled with infinite potential. Go there now. Drift into that space. Let sleep be your guide and the void be your destination. Everything else can wait until morning. The stars are singing you a lullaby now, too far away to hear, but close enough to feel. The galaxies are spinning their slow spiral dance, each one a reminder that motion and stillness can coexist. The cosmic web is holding you in its vast embrace, connecting you to everything that has ever existed or ever will exist. You are not alone. You have never been alone. You are part of something so large it has no edge and so old it has no beginning. And that something is taking care of you tonight. It is holding you. It is rocking you. It is whispering secrets into your sleeping ears that you will never remember but will always know. Sleep now, beloved one. The universe adores you. The emptiness celebrates you. The silence is singing your name. Drift, float, dream, rest. The cosmos is here. The void is open. The night is long and peaceful and full of stars. Let go, let go, let go. Everything is exactly as it should be. Good night. And now, in these final moments of wakefulness, let me leave you with a few last images, a few more gentle thoughts to carry you across the threshold of sleep. Imagine the Earth from space. that beautiful blue marble floating in the blackness, swirled with white clouds, glowing with reflected sunlight. Every person you have ever met lives on that tiny sphere. Every story you have ever heard took place there. Every joy and sorrow, every triumph and tragedy, everything that has ever mattered to any human being in all of history, it all happened on that one small planet, drifting through the cosmic void, and surrounding that planet, in every direction, stretching to the very edge of what we can observe, there is emptiness. Mile upon light year upon light year of nothing. The blue marble floats in an ocean of darkness so vast it cannot be measured. And that is okay. That is beautiful. That is exactly what makes our small world so precious. We are a rare thing in a universe of common emptiness. We are a warm place in a cosmos of cold vacuum. We are light in an existence of darkness. And precisely because of that contrast, we shine, we matter, we mean something. The emptiness is not our enemy. It is the backdrop that makes our existence visible. The silence is not our curse. It is the quiet that makes our voice audible. You are part of that shining. You are one small flame in the galaxy of human consciousness, adding your light to the collective glow of our species. When you go to sleep tonight, your flame does not go out. It just dims. It retreats into ember form, conserving its energy, preparing to blaze again when morning comes. Rest is not death. Sleep is not absence. The emptiness you enter when you close your eyes is not negation, but restoration. You are going into the void to be refilled. You are surrendering to the darkness to be renewed. This is the rhythm of existence, light and dark, activity and rest, being and emptiness. One cannot exist without the other. Trust that rhythm now. Trust the pull of sleep that draws you downward into unconsciousness. Trust the ancient wisdom of your body, which knows exactly how to navigate the darkness and return you safely to the light. You have done this 10,000 times before. You will do it 10,000 times more. Sleep is as natural as breathing, as ordinary as starlight, as fundamental as the void itself. And in sleep, you join something larger than yourself. All across the earth right now, billions of people are sleeping. Their minds are quiet. Their bodies are still. Their consciousness is dissolved into the great sea of unconsciousness that underlies all awareness. When you sleep, you join that sea. You become part of a collective rest that spans continents and cultures. You are not alone in the dark. You are accompanied by all of humanity, resting together, dreaming together, floating through the night like a single great creature with billions of sleeping cells. And beyond humanity, the whole universe is engaged in something like rest. The stars burn steadily without rushing. The galaxies spin slowly without hurrying. The cosmos expands peacefully without strain. Everything is moving at exactly the pace it should, in exactly the direction it needs to go. There is no panic in the universe. There is no urgency. There is only the patient unfolding of existence, one moment at a time, one breath at a time, one heartbeat at a time. Match your breathing to that cosmic rhythm now. Slow it down. Let each inhale take a little longer. Let each exhale extend a little further. Feel your heartbeat gradually settling into a peaceful pace. You are synchronizing with the universe. You are tuning yourself to the frequency of existence. You are becoming, for a few hours, one with the great emptiness that holds all things. The void welcomes you. It has been waiting for you all day. Through all your activity and worry and striving, it has been here patient and quiet, ready to receive you whenever you are ready to come. And now you are ready. Now you are letting go. Now you are falling into the arms that have always been open for you. Fall freely. There is nothing to hit. The void has no bottom. The darkness has no floor. You will fall forever if you let yourself, floating through layers of rest and peace and quiet, going deeper and deeper into the healing embrace of sleep. Do not be afraid of the depth. Do not worry about going too far. Your body knows how to manage this journey. Your mind knows how to navigate the darkness. You will go exactly as deep as you need to go and no deeper. The morning will find you. It always does. The light will reach down into whatever depth you have descended to and lift you gently back to the surface of wakefulness. You will not be lost. You will not be forgotten. The universe knows where you are. It is keeping track of you even now, even as consciousness fades and the world dissolves into dreams. So let go completely. Release the last threads of awareness that tie you to the waking world. Let your thoughts scatter like stars across the dark sky of sleep. Let your identity dissolve like a cloud into the formless void. Let everything you think you are float away, leaving only the pure fact of existence. Not existence as anyone in particular, just existence itself. Pure being, formless awareness, empty and full at the same time. That is what you are beneath all the stories and roles and personalities. That is what remains when everything else is stripped away. Pure consciousness, pure presence, pure peace. And in sleep, you return to that. You remember what you really are. You touch the ground of being from which all things arise and to which all things return. It is a sacred journey you are taking, a pilgrimage into the heart of existence. Do not take it lightly, but do not take it heavily either. Just let it happen. Just drift. Just trust. The universe knows what it is doing. It has been putting beings to sleep since the first creature closed its eyes billions of years ago. It is very good at this, and so are you. You have been sleeping your entire life. You are an expert at this by now. Your body knows exactly what to do. Your mind knows exactly how to let go. There is nothing to figure out, nothing to accomplish, nothing to get right. Just lie back and let nature take its course. Sleep will come. Rest will follow. Morning will arrive. Until then, float in the void. Dream in the darkness. Rest in the emptiness that is your oldest home. The journey is complete. The words are done. Only silence remains. And in that silence, peace. And in that peace, rest. And in that rest, renewal. Sleep well. The cosmos holds you. The void loves you. You are exactly where you need to be. Good night. Drift now through the endless dark, wrapped in starlight and silence, carried by the gentle currents of the void toward whatever dreams await. The emptiness stretches out before you, infinite and kind, offering rest beyond measure and peace beyond understanding. You are safe here. You have always been safe. Let go. The stars will keep their watch. The void will hold you close. Sleep well now.